Hey, when's the slap bet payoff coming? Well past Easter.
You're cutting out, Wayne.
Dogs.
My reception.
You're worse than a Russian in Latvia at a public bazingas. Minisode.
Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out!
Shout out to all our friends in Latvia, all three of you.
Latvian.com.
Jeez, what are you doing beating up Bazingas? That's terrible.
Nah, probably had it coming.
Don't make me pull. Well, no. You're sponsoring us, we're not sponsoring you. Don't make me reject your sponsorship. Anyway.
Don't make me cancel that check. So when's the draft? By the time we go to air, we'll know where the balls have landed. That's right.
Oh, we going into a minute? We minisoding? We got.
Hurry up, Wayne.
All right. Well, look, we'll make this the daily double this episode, huh? And we'll jump into some minute because I actually want to talk some Laker talk with you guys.
Well, you're editing, so.
Woo, that's gonna suck. Jesus Christ. Look,
Easy piece of shit.
Son of a... Yeah, that's staying in. Fuck it. I'll be too tired by this point. So, fuck it. Look, I know I've only got a 6% chance of getting the number one pick, but we've never had the number one pick before, the old Memphis Grizzlies, so I'm just hoping for maybe...
Well, in that case, Wayne, I really hope you don't get it.
Thanks, man. I hope Mike D'Antoni joins the coaching staff for Lakers next year. I know that's too far. I'm sorry. I take that back. That's a low blow.
It's pretty low.
I'm just excited. Like tomorrow's lottery, obviously, we'll see where the balls bounce. 6% chance for Memphis get a number one pick, but I'd be really happy with maybe a top 5. I don't feel like that's too much to ask.
Yeah, well, you get quality, so that's what you need at Memphis because you're a really terrible team.
We're a great team. We're great. I love this squad. I love this new squad since the trade.
You're still upset you don't have Big Mo?
Nah. Who?
Have you gotten over the Marshawn Brooks trade?
That's the sore point. Look, we can pick him up free agent. Will the
city ever recover?
I just hope we can re-sign Valanciunas.
Big time.
Yeah, if we can re-sign him, we'll have a pretty good year next year. We've got some nice young talent. But anyway, I'm just really happy to see where... We will.
You won't.
We definitely will. Look, I am really excited to see where Zion goes tomorrow. I think that's the big thing. And then whoever falls where they may. But, lottery. Oh, my God. Are we live drafting this year?
What day is it?
I don't know. I could take the day off, though. Our draft shows have been really fun and probably some of our higher rating episodes as well. So, yeah, I'm all in for the draft again this year.
Jeez, I don't know.
I'll get back to it. We'll get back to it anyway. But, so draft just around the corner. Do you guys have a pick this year?
Yeah, we got a 2% chance of getting the number one pick.
Yeah, we could get the number one.
Zion, mate. Zion. Wait till Zion joins LeBron.
If he ends up in New Orleans or Cleveland, I'm done. I'm fucking retiring. I don't want to watch that.
Benson take him over.
I don't want to watch that shit.
Officially.
Talking about taking over, good segue, guys. Let's talk about the Lakers coaching carousel.
Yes, let's.
Monty Williams would rather coach in Phoenix than in LA.
Oh, piss off, man. That's not going to fucking happen, you dickhead.
You know what?
Hook, line, sinker.
I'll take Vogel over Monty every day of the week.
Come on.
Thank you, Benson. Someone with a bit of sense talking.
All right, look, I'll let you guys cover. I want you guys to explain to me because I've only been reading headlines. I've been delving too much into it, but from what I've gathered, obviously, that. Like that's a bit on the nose. Fuck, no one wants to coach out in Phoenix. What broken promises has that fucking owner told him?
Fucking hey, They signed him for 5 years.
I
You
know.
signed the contract immediately.
Does he not know he'll get replaced next season? That's how it rolls out
Fucking,
in
you'll
Phoenix.
get paid for 5.
Jesus.
Take the money.
Christ.
He doesn't have to work for 5 years.
Yeah. Maybe he'll do that, then come back to LA. So who knows? Could come full circle. But I thought the Ty Lue was like a locked deal with obviously LeBron and being former coach in Cleveland. And then, so this is the part you'll need to explain to me because I don't really get it. I feel like Jeannie Buss, obviously we touched about this, about her kind of dropping the ball after Magic left. I don't know why she doesn't come out and say that Kurt Rambis is stepping into that position till further notice. And I don't know. I don't understand. Look, I understand the idea of Jason Kidd coming in to help Lonzo Ball. But if you're doing that, just give him the head coach gig. Ty Lue was either
Because
upset
he's not a better coach than Frank Vogel, for example.
He just doesn't have the resume. You can't stack the two of them up against each other and go, I'm leaning towards Jason Kidd.
But Vogel's a
team in
better
the league does that.
Vogel's a better coach than Ty Lue, and they were willing to give Ty Lue the gig. But was Lue upset that Jason Kidd was on his staff without any say-so, or was he upset that he was only going to get a 3-year deal?
Yeah, both, from what I'm hearing.
The only thing I don't like about I like Vogel. I mean, I know online I joked about, well, obviously you can't erase the Magic record. I mean, it is what it is.
The roster.
But Clifford has the same roster that takes him. Look, that aside, I don't have any problem with that signing. Vogel, I like him. He's a good coach. At least he was in Indiana. But my only hesitation is this Jason Kidd shit. I just feel like it's going to lead to fucking backstabbing. I feel like it's just this is what Jason Kidd does.
Well, you're all over the fucking shop. So let me start.
Set me straight, Vince. Set me straight.
So Ty Lue wanted 5 years because he said, I've got a ring. 5 years is a going rate. Lakers said no, we want 3. But the other issue was he didn't want Jason Kidd because Jason Kidd worked behind the scenes while Larry Drew was the coach of the Bucks to get the Bucks job, and Larry Drew is a very good friend of Tyronn Lue's. That's when it all started breaking down, but he did relent and say, I'll take Jason Kidd, but I'm not taking Kurt Rambis on the bench. They wanted Kurt Rambis on the bench. So it was a bit of a mess, and then Ty Lue walked away, obviously, because he also thought they just wanted him there to coach LeBron. Once LeBron's gone in 3 years, Ty Lue's gone. So that was a massive cock up.
So is Rambis and, from what I briefly read, his wife, are they have some sort of say within the organisation?
All right. So look, I listen to a lot of ESPN LA, right?
Yeah.
Just for the Lakers stuff. For all the disc jockeys there, or whatever they're fucking called these days, all the reporters say the same thing. Before Jeannie makes a decision, she goes and talks to Linda Rambis. She'll go and talk to Kurt. She's got all these people she talks to, then she goes and makes a decision. But the problem is, Linda Rambis is not a basketball mind, is she? Never seen her play a game in her life.
Very true.
That worries me. Kurt Rambis, yeah, I'm a massive fan of Kurt Rambis, but she's just, like you said, she's dropping the ball. And thank God they chose Frank Vogel, made an impression. Took the 3 years, and like you, Wayne, Jason Kidd on the bench worries the shit out of me.
Yeah, man. I just feel like I feel like that's a bad move because I feel like you either just give in and give Kidd the head coaching job, because if you really have him there for the sole benefit of Lonzo Ball, then that makes sense.
He's not just there for Lonzo. He's there because he and LeBron get along really well.
Yeah, but
from the they've been really close friends since the 2008 Olympic team.
I don't know, man. Are you making moves for the Lakers or are you making moves for LeBron? Do you know what I mean? Like, because I just feel like Kidd being there, it's just going to be a matter of time before he'll start with the players, because he'll get all buddy-buddy with the players and then turn them against Vogel, undermine him. This is what he done in Brooklyn, and he did this in Brooklyn. Remember why he left Brooklyn? Because he wanted the GM gig.
Yeah.
And then he bounced from Brooklyn to the Bucks, did exactly what you just said, and the reason the Bucks got rid of him, because same thing, he wants the GM gig. So he's just playing snakes and ladders.
I just don't know how you can ever be comfortable if you're Frank Vogel with Kidd there. And I don't, why he agreed, maybe he knows Kidd, I don't know, but why he would agree to have Jason Kidd there is beyond me.
Stu, what's some thoughts, Stu?
Look, I've just got to go into it imagining that Jason Kidd has had his time as a head coach. He's appreciative of the fact that he's got a lot to learn still. He doesn't know it all. He did jump from player to coach very quickly. And he's serving under a coach like Vogel will serve him well in the long run. I've just got to believe that he wants to be a part of this. And he wants to be a championship-winning assistant coach to add to his resume for his next pit stop. And I'm just going to hope that he's going to have Vogel's backing and let Vogel run this thing. Vogel in Indiana was a very, very good coach. He's always been one of my favourites. I just don't think he had the player personnel or the general management in Orlando to do what he probably could have been given another season to do. They started to have pieces line up. They started to have trades, and they started to have draft picks that started to come into fruition. Not that they're not well coached now, don't get me wrong, but I think, maybe given another year or two, he could have been just as instrumental in the turnaround and the eventual success of Orlando. He's a very good coach. I'm very happy with him. I mentioned it in an online chat. I'm sure Vince and maybe Brenton and maybe I'm trying to think of who else might have been in the chat. But I was actually surprised that Vogel's name wasn't out there earlier. We were talking about Monty, we were talking about Tyronn Lue, and nobody was mentioning Vogel. And I actually brought it up saying, why is nobody talking about Frank Vogel? Yeah. And lo and behold, 3 weeks later, we've got him. I'm really happy.
Well,
it's a lot of hope.
You can take credit for that, like I take credit for Steve Kerr.
Yeah. I'll take credit for it if we win shit.
Realistically, this, where everything sit as they may, where that doesn't make sense. But I mean, where everything is right now, I mean, what do you guys see this Lakers team finishing next season?
I can't answer that because I don't know who we're getting.
Too many variables.
And I'm not saying superstar. I just mean like role players and stuff. Yeah, I just don't know.
I agree. We don't know what we've got. We've got everybody coming off 1 year deals. We've got a shit ton of cap room. We don't know who's coming in free agency, who's going to come for a vet minimum. Honestly, there's just so much X factor for us. I mean, the natural instinct is, honestly, I'm not fucking joking, is Western Conference Finals, NBA Finals, or bust. We can't be 2 years into LeBron and to have not have gotten to where we're meant to go.
You can't waste it.
It's gonna take an almighty personnel shift. But we've seen it before. Dude, honestly, we have seen LeBron take a ragtag, no business being their team. Cleveland Cavaliers back when he had Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and Cleveland Cavaliers when he had J.R. Smith and Tristan Thompson. He's enough to get them there if he's healthy and he plays 70-something games. But
in the East,
at this stage, we've got 4 people and a coach.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true. No. Yeah, that's a very fair point. I would sort of counter that. So, that was also in the Eastern Conference. Do you know what I mean? I feel like since then, the league has actually gotten better. The Western Conference definitely got better since then as well. So,
yeah. I'll say this.
They have.
I'll say this next year with LeBron. They need to lower his minutes. And he must commit to playing defense a lot better than he did this year.
Oh, 100%. He became the James Harden meme. Honestly, we used to point out highlight reels, and that became LeBron this season. It was fucking terrible.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love him. Love having him on the team.
Yep.
But that was frustrating as all fuck.
I just want to say this, though. I mean, I know the idea has been floated out there of obviously trading LeBron. And, I joked around this afternoon and sent you that report by that donkey that said that Philadelphia will look into trading Ben Simmons for LeBron James, which Philly is silly if they do that, even consider that.
I'll take that. You know why? Because Ben Simmons is, 23?
Yeah, exactly. You can't give on the kid.
Yeah, I'll take that.
You can't give up on the kid this early. This is crazy if they do that. But I will say this, if it looks like you guys are having another season, another repeat season, I think he'll ask for a trade out by All-Star.
I don't think LeBron will ask for a trade.
If he goes through another year like this, you're wasting his time there.
It's not going to happen. He's finishing his career like it's just not going to happen.
What? He's not. Come on.
No, he's
Do his
happy
victory
there.
lap
Doesn't
back
want
in
to let go.
Cleveland. Come on now.
What?
He'll do his victory lap
The
in
only place he
Cleveland.
goes, is the Clippers. He's staying in Los Angeles.
I don't know, man. How many more in the tank? How many more years in the tank, you think?
3.
5.
Nah, he's look. If he does a groin or a calf again, they're the old man injuries. So you got to be careful. That's why I say load manage him.
He'll do a season or two with Bronny.
Oh, God.
But he's still got the explosiveness. He's still quick. Like he just dunks. Like when he dunks, I just gets can't believe the power he's still got in the dunks.
Yeah,
love it. But the thing is, there's a lot of people out there waiting for him to slow down and waiting for him to have that season where he drops down to 20 a game or 17 a game. And I don't know, man, he cops so much shit. And
Well, it's easy to throw.
glad he's on Watson.
What's the saying? You know, it's easy to throw stones at the throne. Something like that.
No one ever says that.
Someone might say it.
What
Somewhere.
the fuck? He makes up saying.
I don't know, something like that. I wasn't listening. Something about Game of Thrones, and I don't know.
Blast the stone rock thrones.
So you know what they say: never feed a horse to a grass over the hill because it's greener. I don't know.
That was old mate Will Burton's favourite saying.
I've destroyed that.
He said it with such confidence. Oh, you know what they say? Never throw stones at the throne.
I'll tell you what. Do you think there's much credence to this whole Ja Morant going number 1?
Oh, you'd be insane.
Only Phoenix would make a dumb move like that. But only Phoenix, man. Come on now. Even if Zion is a bust, you still pick him number 1. Like, you've got to take him number 1.
I think it's safe to say that Zion is not Anthony Bennett.
Yeah, that is true.
100%. 100%.
If you're an owner and your GM does not take Zion number 1, you fire the GM.
Oh,
straight away.
Instantly, and you do it draft day as well. Like you call, no, he doesn't speak for us. He's no longer employed. I need to make,
Yeah, that's right.
I need to make the pick. I picked Zion. Sorry, Commissioner. I'll take a hefty fine. How's $1 million? Yep, $1 million fine. Yep, I'll take that aboard. That's on me. Sorry to hold you up at the draft, but we're taking Zion. I don't know who that guy is. He's security, him out of here, please. That's what you do if you're an owner.
Just on the commish, I think he's going to go down as possibly the worst commissioner the NBA's ever had.
Really? Why is that?
Wow.
The worst? Not the worst.
He needs to stamp out this whole travelling. The travelling it's getting worse by the fucking game. Players manipulating the refs like Harden. He needs to stamp all that out.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I 100% agree with that.
But wasn't that the big hoo-ha a few years ago that they were going to, like they were stamping that out, like the whole up and under on, and it's just like digress, like that's like they forgot about.
Yeah.
And the flopping, as well. Like
Seriously?
We're going to find players. Geez, you're going to find them $5,000, then 15, then 25. Like that's nothing to these guys.
But you know what I don't want to see? I don't want to see what happened. I want to see the consistency in the reffing. Like you can't let Houston play that way all regular season. Do you know, if you're going to officiate them like this in the playoffs, officiate them like that through the regular season as well.
Exactly.
Like it is unfair to Houston because we're getting away with the shit. I mean, I just don't want to see that stuff. So like, no other team's getting away with that though. Like no.
Yeah.
The throwing the head back and when the guy's elbow misses you by 4 inches and things like that, like that is deplorable. That is absolute bullshit. That's like European soccer tactics. It's and look, I get it. Sometimes depending on the angle, the refs aren't going to pick up on it because depending on where you are, it does look like that elbow crosses the bridge of the nose and it looks like the head is shot back. But
100%,
if these games are being reviewed and these things are being seen, I'm telling you, like it needs to be
stamped out.
It needs to be to the point where it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, or it's seeding, or there is some sort of big issue. It needs to be stamped out. It's becoming a ridiculous strategy, and it shouldn't be. Faking injury should not be a strategy in basketball.
Yeah, and like even that that last game, Stu, with Houston and Warriors, it was almost like Chris Paul couldn't stand up.
Yeah.
Every time down the court, man. Every time. Even on, like, an inbound, it was like he'd fall over. And it's like, why? Why? Like, you're not even near anything and you're falling over. Like, it was ridiculous. I just felt like, you know what? This is the stain on Chris Paul now. You know, and I've championed Chris Paul in the past and stuff like that, but I really don't like the guy anymore. Like, I really can't. I know, like, you're not going to love every player, but just the impression I've got and the stuff I've read about Chris Paul, he's a bit of an arsehole. I could almost defend that stuff, but this I can't. Like, this flopping, this falling over, and him playing to that as well. I mean, come on.
I'll tell you what, though, if Silver does drop the games down to 70-odd, which he's seriously considering for the 2020 season, which will coincide with the draft age, the college requirement being lifted as well, the league is going to get... I think the league's going to get faster and it's going to be a lot better product to watch. You're going to have young legs coming in and fresher legs by the end of the season, which should lead to more exciting playoff series as well through guys who are rested and not, game worn. I do think that he's got an opportunity to revolutionise the product.
Here's my thing with that. Do we then timestamp the record books? If we're dropping the regular season game, because my thing is, right, 82-game regular season, and I know it's a long slog and guys get injured, but that's almost a part of the game, right? That's almost a part of, like, when you win the chip. I mean, it's because you went through this year-long journey to get there. Like, that's the reward. I feel like we shorten the season. By doing that, we cheapen the record books because guys, get there faster. I just feel like, we've got to stop handing these players of today. I mean, they get more rest than what players back in the day did.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the game's changed, though, compared to back in the day in terms of the loading and on these guys' body. I don't know, like, you look at, NFL, what do they play? Fucking 13 games a season, 14 games a season?
Yeah, but they're pussies.
I think it's 16, I think.
They're pussies and wear pads, come on. I just don't want us to take the human element out of the game, and just...
It just seems to be the analytics and the data supports that more and more of these athletes are getting injured, and more of these injuries are happening in the second half of the season. They've done a lot of study on the minutes of the players that are generally getting injured that are on the court, and I think they came up with 76. I think was the number that they thought would be. I don't know. I think that's the number that they're actually aiming for the 2020 season.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be interesting. But I do think he has an opportunity. But for my money, I think David Stern not only is the best commissioner in NBA history, I think he's one of the best commissioners that the professional sports has ever had. What he did with the game in his tenure is unparalleled. To take that sport as globally as he, and I know it was a perfect storm with Michael Jordan and all different things that happened during his watch. But people rag on David Stern, and I fucking. The Laker trade, Chris Paul, all that. It's still salty for me, but yeah, he's cast a huge shadow in terms of legacy.
You know what they say? You shouldn't throw rocks at stones.
Shouldn't throw horses that eat grass from the other side.
That's on the bumper sticker on my wife's car.
Something like
common saying.
Two bushy birds.
Can't throw. It's easy to throw stones at the throne.
I'm sure that's a saying. I'm sure that's a thing. I don't know.
Not only does he nail your saying, Vince does your voice impeccably.
He does it better than me. He does a Wayno voice better than Wayno. How dare you?
I try. I do what I can.
Good luck in the lottery tomorrow, boys.
I've got a good feeling.
Top 10? You reckon top 10? 15?
Oh, we get
20?
I'm shooting for number one, man. I'm going to mojo it all night.
Okay.
If we get the number one pick,
fuck off.
I'll be.
Trade LeBron.
Yeah, fuck LeBron. Who's
Who?
LeBron? Who? Yeah, you damn straight.
Trade him for the best point guard available.
Wasn't the Anthony Davis pick like a crazy odd?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like.
I think Pelicans got it with like 4% or something, didn't they?
Yep.
And they got 6% chance as well.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
I just hope someone like fucking Chicago doesn't get it. It'd just be wasted.
If anyone gets it, I want Atlanta to get it. That's who I really want to get it.
No.
I reckon that's just a great fit.
Where'd you? We haven't had a number one pick since like Magic Johnson.
Mate, we've never had a number one pick. Fuck you guys. And you had Kobe, so get stuffed.
Yeah, true.
It's like 3 number 1 picks.
All right, I'm off to bed, gents.
Same.
Catch ya.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
Fuck.
I just had some champagne and y'all just messing my whole thing up right now. Why?
What is so dangerous about a character like
Ron Artest.
he gives good kids bad ideas?
Well, why should he get to skip school when everybody else has to go? Syphilitic meningitis?
He never gets caught.
This guy in my biology class said that if
Ron Artest.
he dies, he's giving his eyes to Stevie Wonder. Well, he's very popular, Ed.
I recall Central Park in fall. Ron Artest.
You know? Yeah, he's getting me out of summer school.
They think he's a righteous dude. Think he'll be alive this weekend? I can see him denying popular beliefs, setting off on some impossible mission.
Jeopardizes my ability to effectively govern this student body.
He does whatever he wants,
You know, as long as I've known him, everything works for him.
whenever he wants. He's very cool, and he never gets nailed.
Ron Artest.
He can do anything.
Oh, he's such a sweetie.
Wake up and smell the coffee, Mrs.
Artest.
It's a fool's paradise. He is just leading you down the primrose path.
Ron Artest.
Day off. Because life is too beautiful a thing to waste.
I definitely want to thank my doctor, my psychiatrist. She really helped me relax a lot. Thank you so much. It's so difficult to play.
So if you're... Oh,
Use
sorry.
some futuristic music to fast forward us into the future.
Yeah, well, I'll fast forward. Fast forward us into the future. So if you're still listening to the show, congratulations. We're going to jump into the courtside time machine right now as the draft has just passed us. Oh, whoa! Vince, never impressed with the time machine, Vince. You're a hard sell.
It's a shit one.
So, the draft has been, obviously, you've just heard us talk about our reactions leading up to the draft. But, gentlemen, what a whirlwind. For any of the listeners out there who want to see my live reaction, I posted up on Facebook the other day, so it's up there for you to watch. But you know what? I think we're all pretty chuffed with where we ended up. I don't know how the hell you guys jumped to number 4. What was your thoughts as you guys climbed the lottery ladder?
Basketball gods love the Lakers. It's as simple as that. I'll tell you what, you robbed us. That recording of you've dubbed it over with that music. When we can't hear you gasping and oohing and ahhing, I feel robbed.
Well, I was actually at work, so there was a lot of like work noise going on. I thought I'd better...
Just on that video you posted, Wayno.
Sure.
Um,
Careful.
I'm trying to be as nice as I can here.
What?
Oh, no.
What do you got? What's your problem?
Fair to say, you probably shouldn't put your head down. Geez, it's gone pretty quickly, hasn't it?
Mate, it's fine. It's winter.
It's not fine.
I'm shaved it low.
You can drive a truck through there, mate.
That's fine.
There's nothing up top.
Ah, well, that's how it fucking
And,
goes. Pushing 40, man.
you look-
Pushing 40.
I mean, you look good. You don't look a day over 40.
Thank you.
And
I'll take it.
yeah, just don't put your head down, mate. It's
I'm not ashamed of my baldness. It's in the
no,
family.
you shouldn't be.
No.
There's other things you can be ashamed about, but baldness is not one of them. Do you just look at Benson's profile picture and just go, "Ah, what a rooster"?
Oh, I'm jealous. Yeah, he's full head of hair.
Oh, me too.
He doesn't even have like the widow's peak or anything going on. He's just like...
No greys,
He can
nothing.
spike it, he can flip it to the side, he can keep it short, keep it long.
I'm going I'm going to grow a man bun over the summer.
And do you know why he's got no greys? Because when you got that much money, you don't have any stress.
I don't know how he's got 80 kids. I don't know how he's still got any hair on his head.
It's grey. It's going grey. I'm just
Well, yeah.
strategic.
Look, back to the draft. I know the
sorry.
Grizzlies only had a 6% chance of nabbing the number 1 pick, but all day I got really invested the morning of. I didn't really care, the weeks leading up. I found out the percentage, 6%. I was like, well, there's still a chance. Worst teams, have won it before. I think we talked about the Anthony Davis one earlier when they had a super low, what did you say, 2% or something?
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was
Like,
crazy.
Yeah, it was
low.
really, really low.
The morning of and going to work, in my head I'm like, I became really superstitious. I was like, I can't. I was just like, I just got a vibe. We're going to do all right. We've got a chance to get in Zion.
Can I just say, I was driving to work and I had the same feeling. I didn't think it was going to be number one, but I thought to myself, we're going to do all right today. We're going to do all right.
Yeah. I have the same. I just Googled. They were a 6% chance. So, yeah.
Well, I was like, I want to just tell someone, I think we're gonna get it today. But then I was like, I don't want to. Should I speak it into existence? But then I was like, no. If I speak it into existence, it's not going to happen. Oh shit! So I got really invested in the lottery. So much so I had to put League Pass on at work just to watch it. And as it clicked down, man, when you guys jumped to number 4, I was like, get fucked. If you guys
I wasn't ready for that to get locked in so early in the proceedings either.
If you guys nabbed number 1, I was retiring. I was like, that's it. I'm done with the fucking show.
Well, it was on the table, right? As soon as we popped up as a top 4 lock, I'm thinking, holy shit, we're gonna get Zion. Like my mind immediately went for, I'll take a 25% chance. Like I honestly just went into overconfident mode. The fact that we sat and stayed at the 4, cool. Totally fine with that. But I couldn't believe it. Like other teams must have just, like some of those representatives at that table must have been fucking sick.
Dude, I was like, oh my God, so close. We were so close. But then I'm like, 2. I'm okay with 2. I thought we'd end like 9, maybe. I actually thought we'd probably have to hand over the pick to Boston. I think we had to finish 8 or higher, or else Boston got the pick. So I thought we'll either get 8 or get 7, or we'll fucking lose it to Boston altogether. So pick 2, man. Pretty happy with that going forward. I spoke on the last show about this season really being about a humbling season. I was so glad that the teams that tried to tank for Zion didn't get it. Didn't get close.
Yeah.
Really. Knicks were probably the closest tanking team, and I was kind of glad they didn't get it, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't consider them a tank job. I mean, look, I know they traded Cantor. I know Porzingis got moved after being injured, but I don't know. I don't think Fizz is a tanking coach. I think Fizz wanted to win some of those games. They were shit.
But they definitely cleared the roster to help that.
Hey, Phil. Hey, Steve.
Devastated Knicks fans. Look, we spoke about this off air in the last couple of days, and Stephen A. Smith, obviously we brought up with his reaction, but there's been multiple reactions about Knicks fans losing their lid, and it was Zion or bust, and it's kind of like they know it was a lottery, right? They know the Knicks have no control over this whatsoever, right?
Oh, some of the conversations that have been filmed are ridiculous. It's like the Knicks did something on draft night and they mucked it up, or now we've got to fire Dolan. Why? What? The last 18 consecutive seasons weren't shit enough. Now something he had no control over is what you're calling for his head. It's beyond comprehension. It's literally a lottery.
They're acting like they got pick 30. They got pick 3. That's a good pick.
But Fat Joe was with Stephen A. Smith, and he was like, "Yeah, only the Knicks could fuck up like this." I'm like,
how?
They didn't.
They didn't fuck anything up. That's the way.
They literally didn't.
Who's Fat Joe?
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper from Terror Squad.
Terror Squad, man. Big pun.
Oh, yeah.
Vince, always up to date with his hip hop.
Yeah, I'd lost my head for a minute there.
You're not a player.
He doesn't get it.
Not even going to say the next line? He doesn't get it.
He's the dream shatterer.
No,
he's the dream shatterer.
I don't usually listen to Skip Bayless. He's a dick. But I do like Shannon Sharp. But Skip Bayless, he's a man who just has no idea. He's talking about that AD should stay there and play with Zion and trade out. You move Drew Holiday to the 2 spot, you might get in Rondo again, or get Kemba Walker and sign all these free agents who are going to want to come there. I'm like, no one's going to go there. I don't care if Zion's there. No one's going. LeBron was in Cleveland for years. No one went there.
Yep.
So what I would do, if I'm David Griffin, I'm like, call the Knicks and you go, look, AD, pick 3. Give me Kevin Knox, pick 3, and Mitchell Robinson. Because Mitchell Robinson, I think, has got a big upside. Good shot blocker. He's blocking shots. They're starting breaks. That's just part of it. Getting Zion out in that break. I mean, that's where you start. Young talent. Get that 3rd pick and take it from there, because no one is signing there.
If I'm them, as we mentioned offline in a chat after the draft, I'm doing everything I possibly can to keep Zion and to keep Barrett together, and I'm moving him. I'm just moving him. I'm going young. going young with, clean slate basically, and just moving on from this thing and hoping that they can create some excitement that leads to them being able to retain in 3 years' time.
That's how you can with sending him to the Knicks for pick 3, because every man and his dog's saying that Memphis is going to take Morant. Sorry.
Yeah.
So there you go. You just take Barrett with 3. I don't know what to do with this pick 4.
Do you think LeBron wants another youth piece to...
I think LeBron would be quite happy with that. I think LeBron's happy either way. But
really?
I do. Like I was saying to you guys on our chat, the other years we've had high picks, I knew I wanted Lonzo. I knew I wanted Randall. I was happy to get B.I. This year with pick 4, I'm like, who's out there? Like, I don't know who we want or who we need or who I want.
I still think the ownership of the Pelicans would stop us. Even though Magic's gone as well, I still think there's a block there and a lack of wanting to negotiate with the Lakers. I think a third team could get involved and facilitate a trade come deadline time. That is to say that if the Pelicans don't trade Davis before the draft. But I still just have this feeling that LeBron knows that AD is coming. So in that case, just draft the best player available. But like you just said, Vince, I'm not really hooked on anybody in this draft.
Shout out to Kuzma with the funky purple jacket.
He's letting the hair grow out too.
Mm.
Sorry, Wayne.
Always got to hit the small spot, don't you? Well, look, some fringe dwellers in the mix with the lottery as well. Cavs come in at number 5. They're rebuilding. It'll help. If they draft smart, they could bring someone in to help. Pick 6 with Phoenix, definitely not what they wanted, but Phoenix is just a mess. The Phoenix Suns are a mess. We got Chicago at number 7. My pick for Zion was Atlanta, who come in. Atlanta didn't do too bad. 8-10 for those guys, so that's not too bad. Help add a bit more young talent to their squad.
You're going to get decent players.
Yeah, exactly. You get guys who can help. Exactly.
All those teams will. But Phoenix. Funny thing about Phoenix, do you reckon they'd take pick 4 for Booker?
No, I don't.
I reckon they would.
I think it's high enough. And then where do they go from there? Where do they go from there?
They pick someone. Pick 4.
Oh, Booker's all they got. Like, he's literally almost all they got. Like, they're going to oversell him.
True. Make a good point, Wayne.
In between the Atlanta picks, though, I don't know what the hell Washington are going to do with pick 9, to be honest. They're locked into that massive John Wall contract. They've got a new GM coming in. I mean, if you're a Wizards fan, you're scratching your head just going, the next 3 years, 4 years of John Wall basketball is really going to suck.
Speaking of the Wiz, do you think they'd take pick 4 for Bradley Beal?
I don't know, man. Hey,
I mean, he had a hell of a year, but
I think
maybe pick 4 and say, I don't know, pick 4 and who?
Maybe.
You got to throw in a player because Beal had a hell of a year.
It all depends what this new GM's plan is with the team, right? I mean, obviously he's stuck with John Wall, but if he decides to rebuild and surround John Wall and upset him and trade everyone away, I mean, it's not a bad move as far as getting someone in. And
I just feel like if you're gonna rebuild, you're going to want, I reckon you start around Beal, but moving the John Wall contract is going to be...
Exactly. I mean, you can't... I mean, the Beal one's easy, do you know what I mean? Like, it's good money coming off the books, but my God, Grunfeld and that fucking deal, man. I mean, imagine being stuck with that. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Another reason I ask with these pick 4s, because honestly, like I said before, I just don't know who to take at pick 4, so it's like, well, who's available?
At pick 11... Joey! No, he's not pick 11, but the Timberwolves, Joey, of course, the host of Timberwolves Explosion. Look, I don't think he's too happy with falling outside the 10.
No, he's quite pissed off, actually.
Give him a hug. If you see him, give him a hug. He needs a hug.
Yeah, he's... Give the old bullets a rub.
I think that's all right. If you package pick 11 and Andrew Wiggins, you might get something.
You might get something. Might get pick 8 or something.
Yeah, you might go, jump up to.
Yeah, look, another one. What do they need? They need to find a heart for Andrew Wiggins.
Yes.
If you can trade.
Andrew Wiggins, the poor man's Jeff Green.
Oh, no, come on. I won't have that. He's better than Jeff.
Well,
Uncle Jeff.
Just.
Jeff's
got more heart, though. Oh, snap.
Oh, you know he had heart surgery. That's too soon.
That's why I said it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, boy. Look.
Very late. You can tell we're tired, can't you?
Yeah, look, we won't go through them all, but basically, like, the picks after this, man, it's just what do these teams do? They're all stuck in mediocrity. Charlotte Hornets at pick 12. I know I fucked that up. Miami Heat at 13. Boston at 14. Detroit at 15. Orlando at 16. You know.
Pardon me.
I'm glad I can still make you guys laugh anyway.
Yeah, mate, you're just a gem. I go to bed laughing after we record.
No, you don't. You post some shit about me on Facebook. That's what you
Yeah,
do.
but
And then you go to bed.
Yeah. See, we've got these things called mobile phones. Which means you can take it to wherever you go.
Oh.
Before you sign us off, Wayne, I just want to say two things. It's great to hear Bill Simmons just really get a hair up his ass about the Lakers getting picked 4. He was not happy. You could hear him dying inside just a little bit. Secondly, he blatantly stole one of our ideas that we had 2 drafts ago.
What do you say?
Well, he did a live reaction to the lottery.
Oh, come on.
There's only one place he could get that idea from. That's us. And I think he's going to do a live draft. So we've already done it. It's been there. Been there, done that.
It's getting a bit sad now.
Yeah, just give us a shout out, Bill. That's all we ask. Wayne doesn't know what they are, but
Good setup.
but me and Benson do, and we'll appreciate it.
You just set them up and knock them out of the park, don't you, Vince?
Yeah, because I'm not. I'm not mediocrity.
Look, Vince, I never shout at anyone with more hair on the head than me. Okay, so
No, it's a short list.
it is.
What's your back like?
It's clear.
Oh, it's clear. What about your front?
It's going to be personal now, Vince.
No, not your lower front, just your front.
I'll send you a photo later.
I've got enough of your photos to last a lifetime.
And on that note,
I'm a merman.
for more courtside madness, jump to the website www.crtsde.podbean.com. There you'll find links to the show, guys. Facebook links. We're there. We're about. Come down. Check us out. That's all I got.
Oh, great job, Benson.
Thanks, mate. And you too. You did really well tonight.
No, I phoned it in tonight, let's be honest, but you carried me well.
Oh, this is not going away anytime soon.
There's a couple of pros looking out for each other.
That's it, mate.
Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out! Here it comes. Watch out!
Ball